Aloha. Okay, I'm going to try this one again. This will be the third time I film this video. Sorry. An article came out regarding women not needing breast cancer. About women with breast cancer not needing chemo. The article came out on Sunday, June 3rd, and so that night, the next day, that night I put together my information. The next day I made a video. I realized after that there were some holes in what I was saying, and so I went back and did some more research, refilmed the video, and then had everything ready to go, and a new article popped up. So here I am refilming it for a third time and hoping no new articles pop up, and my earring is kind of funky. So let's go back to the first article that says most women that have chemo do not need to have chemo. Okay, first of all, the study. The study was done, it was for the New England Journal of Medicine, very renowned, very qualified study. Anything in the New England Journal of Medicine, it's not fake news. It's a good, solid study. The study was done on a group of women that had their oncotyping done, and if you've had this done already, then you know where you stand in that testing. If you haven't yet, they type you to see what your, I don't know exactly how to put it, what your reaction to the chemo would be, how likely you are to develop new types of cancer in the future. It's kind of like a DNA typing for cancer. There are 3 areas that they look at. The most severe, where they tell you, okay, you have to have chemo. The least severe, where they say you don't really have to have chemo, you're good. And then the middle, where they say, well, you can have chemo or not have chemo because you're right in the middle. And I fell right smack dab in the middle of that section. If you go back, I think it was my very first video where I was talking about it. And I'm like right in the middle, and I had to make the decision, am I going to have chemo or not have chemo? It's all up to me. Well, now they tested all these women in the middle, and of the women they tested and followed, half had chemo, half did not have chemo. So they've decided now that if you're in that middle section, maybe you don't need chemo. And it's like, but they already give you the option to have chemo or not have chemo. So where is the news on that? That's what I don't understand. How is this such a big, throw out the confetti and celebrate kind of thing when it's something that we've already known? And apparently there are certain guidelines to go by. It has to be the first stages of cancer, which I was. It cannot have spread to the lymph nodes, which mine hadn't. They did take one out to err on the side of safety so that it didn't spread, but okay. You have to be hormone positive. I was, or am still, I don't know. And then one article also cited that it had to be, now this is where I need the glasses. It has to be the type of cancer that Herceptin, I think is the name of the drug, if I can find my place in the article. I have so many pages here. It's the way it printed on the back. Haha. It is not the type of drug that Herceptin targets. And when I look up Herceptin targets hormone positive. So that seems to contradict. You have to be hormone positive, but you cannot be hormone positive. That kind of, I don't understand that, but it's medicine. There's a lot I don't understand the medical field. One other thing to note is this study was done by people who contract themselves out to both the drug companies who create all these hormone drugs that we are encouraged to take as cancer patients, and by the company, they also consult to the companies that do the oncotyping testing. So, you know, yeah. But I guess you get a lot of that cross-pollination in all these studies because everybody consults out to everybody else. You know, I guess that's how they get their money. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about the medical field. So to me, this was not really big news, yet it played up in the news like it was some newfangled, like almost like they found a cure for cancer. It was, you know, played up that big, and I didn't get it. There must be something that I'm not seeing in the study that makes it a big deal. And so take from it what you will. The one thing to remember is that chemo is always your choice. It's nobody else's. Even if you fall into this severe group where the doctor tells you you really need to have chemo, it's still your choice. You know, it's your body, your choice. You get to do with it what you want. You know, if you decide you don't want to have chemo and you just want to let it go, then that's your choice. So that's where my first couple of videos were. Then this other article came out. This to me is more interesting. Okay, this one I need glasses for because I do have to reference it. Okay, this woman with advanced metastatic breast cancer was cured with a method that used her own immune cells to fight the disease. And I'm quoting directly from this, and it didn't print out. I found the article in Fortune magazine, and it quotes back to Science News and a study co-sponsored by the National Institutes of Health. And so, and it says scientists at the National Cancer Institute, led by Dr. Steven Rosenberg, reported in Nature Medicine. It's a lot of different institutes and anyway, this woman originally had a mastectomy in 2003, but then later her cancer returned, and she had tumors in her chest, on her liver. It was only given a few months to live after going through unsuccessful hormone therapy and chemotherapy, and you know, nothing worked. And so this doctor tried this radical, I guess you would say, approach by taking tumor-infiltrating lymphocytes that were already working in her body, in other areas of her body, fighting the cancer. He removed those, like, I don't know how you remove them with a syringe through surgery, I don't know. But he removed those, multiplied them in a lab, then re-injected them directly into the tumors, and then they fought the tumors and won. And she's still in remission almost 2 years later. So it says this method has also been used to treat metastatic colorectal, bile duct, and cervical cancer. So, let's see, it says that National Cancer Institute researchers have also announced the results of a study that showed there was no benefit from chemotherapy for okay, that's the one I just quoted on, you know, the first report. So to me, this is bigger news. This is like, you know, at this point, doctors would have said, you know, prepare your death, you're gone. And he was able to, you know, take her own cells and save her. So to me, this is a bigger deal, and it gets, you know, this little teeny tiny article in Fortune magazine. So I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see, find out what's what and what happens with all of the information. But like I said, it's your choice, you know, whether you have chemotherapy or not, whether you find a doctor that can do this TIL process or not, you know, it's all up to you. How far you want to take it, how much you want to do. So that's the information I have today and my take on it, which is only my take. The rest of you may be cheering and throwing parties for all this information. I don't know. But if there's anything else you would like to go over, want me to go over or discuss, then just comment below or send me an email. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button and that notification bell. Bye-bye.